What's up, guys? My name is Justin. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back on iRacing, kind of. We are going to be exploring test drive today to test a couple of new cars that I may or may not look into driving next season. I'm very interested in testing a couple different cars that I actually have never driven before on the sim and kind of see what you guys think about whether or not I should give them a go in 2025 Season 1. So first up is the Ford GT GT2 that's used in Proto GT Challenge. I think that's a really fun car, and I'm not crazy on the GT ones. I've driven those a little bit before, and I'm kind of burned on the HPD because the driving standards are pretty poor. But anyways, we're going to use this opportunity on test drive to go drive that around a couple tracks. We're going to start out right away at Road America, my home racetrack, track I know very well. No idea what to expect. We're going to see how this goes. And I don't think I've ever used, I take that back. I used test drive once because, like most Americans, when the build is going up on Tuesday or Wednesday of build week, I am at work. But I took the day off today just so I could come use test drive feature and do all this fun stuff. So I have no idea what kind of graphics I want. So this proves where I'm at here. Test session joined. We're going to see how this goes. We are just going to wing it. Again, we're just going to do some testing of this, and then we'll drive a different car. Sure. I have no idea what I'm getting into. We're learning. That's my thing. This is like the old iRacing connection. This is how iRacing used to connect. Every time you launched a sim before the UI, this is how you joined a session. It would do the connection thing like that. And now we get to this. Okay. All very interesting. All right, so we're going to get right to it at Road America. I have no idea if we're allowed sets. I don't have a set for this. Never driven the car, but I have no idea if it's just locked into the baseline sets. But I just want to get a feel for how the car drives, whether or not I like it, kind of the characteristics of it. And then when we're done with this car here, we're going to go to Sebring in this car just for a comparison. Very bumpy racetrack. And then we're going to go drive the Renault Clio. So keep an eye out for that in the second half of this video. Again, appreciate you all so much. Make sure you drop that like down below. Sub if you're new. Let me know down in the comments if you want to see either the Ford GT, GT2, and Pro GT, or the Clio. We'll probably run some Clio fixed or the single make series, and then we'll probably run some PCC as well. All right, let's see what we got. I guess we'll just go low down force because this is a pretty long straightaway track. No idea what our weather's like, but we are here. We are test driver number 1 or whatever, and let's get right out on track. So without further ado, let's see if this car is any good. I have no idea if this is sequential or anything. Apparently so. Sounds good. It sounds very good. I'll dribble it just a little bit. Literally my first time driving the car. I guess we'll give it a big old lockup down here just to see if it has ABS or not. I have no idea. No ABS because we just locked the fuck out of it, but that's okay. You need to blip your downshifts apparently. That's good to know. That actually makes it fun. I enjoy that. Alright, now let's try some serious driving. Not enough grip and aero downforce to go flat through the kink apparently, which makes sense. I don't know why I thought there would be. It's not a GT3 from the modern age. Gotta remember to blip those downshifts like a stock car, even though you can flat shift upshifts. Is the kink flat on the backstretch? That's the question. Nope, okay. Not enough aero downforce in a GT2 car from 15 years ago to take the kink flat. That's pretty cool. I mean, it obviously is not what I was trying to do, but it's cool that the car technology has come so far these days. I mean, in a modern GT3 car, every GT3 on iRacing, that's easy flat. Maybe not the old ones. Think back to when the BMW Z3 or Z4, whatever that thing was one of the GT cars. That car was not probably easy flat. Maybe it was the old Ford GT, GT3. But again, this is a GT2 car. It's a little bit different. Maybe I'm just stupid. But every GT car I can think of, maybe the GT1s aren't flat through there. I don't know. But yeah, it's pretty cool with this car. You have to actually manhandle it because the downforce is not there. So that's not something I was really expecting. It's even less downforce than I thought. Again, we're on low downforce, so maybe that kind of makes sense. But I just assume that all GT cars have enough, natural downforce to get through there. Again, the brakes are not that good. I'm outdoing myself in all these brake zones because the brakes are not very good. Something I'm definitely got to get used to. Braking 300. First gear, actually. Not a lot of cars use first gear around there, but the gearing is a little bit wonky in this. Could probably use second, third through the carousel though. And we will just do a lift and a drag of brakes through the kink here. Get the nose in nicely. Still just using all the racetracks. So yeah, not that much lateral grip mechanically either. It's pretty interesting to drive actually. Sounds very, very good, especially on downshifts when you get those rev matches and the blips correctly. Alright, let's run the flying lap and see if we can survive and see what our pace is like. My reference for this is a GT car is like low 2 minutes, like 2:02 maybe, at my pace at least. An Xfinity car is like 2:10 to 2:15, somewhere in that range. We'll see what we can do in this. Oh yeah, it doesn't brake that well, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty clumsy under brakes. Now I kind of understand why it's such a struggle for these guys in for the GT that drive this car. I mean, it's very fun, I'm enjoying it, but it is not easy. It's not an easy car to drive by any means. Again, we're on a baseline set here with low downforce. That could be part of the factor, but it's pretty tricky. So I'm actually looking forward to, after we finish this lap here, getting over to Sebring. Seeing what Sebring's like with all those bumps and medium to high speed corners that they got around Sebring, especially Sunset. I assume second gear is fine. This engine's going to have plenty of torque. A big American V8. Again, that's for 7. 3 downs to 8. I like this car a lot. I really do. This is a fun car. But again, not going to make any decisions hastily. Gonna think about it. We got some time before the new season starts, but let me know your thoughts down below if you want to see some Ford GT action, if you want to see some Clio action. When we get to that, we'll do again a couple laps. Tried a little different strategy there, entering harder. Didn't really work, but whatever. We're gonna do again Sebring after this, and then we'll do a couple tracks in the Clio and see how that goes. Heard good things and mixed things about the Clio, as I am still overdriving everything. It's a huge change mentally, because this is in my head. I'm just like, oh, GT car easy. Tons of aero downforce, pretty good mechanical grip, and this car is just not that at all. I know it's a GT2, don't yell at me too much, but it is very foreign. Not that obviously, as far as foreign can be, still getting the thing around the track in a similar manner, but it feels not like a GT3 at all, and I kind of like that, and I kind of hate that, because I don't know what to compare it to then. 210, so we're definitely faster than an Xfinity car. I have no idea what that measures up to lap time wise for open wheel stuff, but it makes sense that a GT3 car from the modern age would be a good bit faster. But yeah, it looks pretty good. Sounds very good. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed that. Let's go try it at Sebring. How do I get back to that? There we go. I'll have to reselect everything. Man, test drive is so ancient. Ford GT GT2 at Sebringing. Sebring. There we go. All right, so we'll try this again. We'll make sure that everything's still working. It is cool. So yeah, this is probably going to be not the longest video in the world, but a little longer. And we'll see how this works. Again, this is how this is how all iRacing used to be. I mean, you used to be on the website and launch into like the iRacing program launcher like this, and it would give you this little box of iRacing Motorsport Simulation starting the sim. Like this is how every single session was from the old website. And so this is what I know as far, and it was never that fast. Just for the record, back in the day, it was always way slower than that. But this is what I know as far as iRacing launcher. The UI is still kind of foreign to me, even though it's been a couple years now that I've been using it. Just because I had like 8 years of that going through the website and launching it like that. So anyways, we'll do the same thing. We'll just use low down force again. We probably have to reselect it since this is probably technically a new session that it resets every time. I don't think it carries over memory and test drive, so we'll have to go set our setup from baseline set, which is fine. And yeah, we will go see. Yep, and it loads very slowly. Never forget. Even though we're loading like a not very high graphic content track. Yep, baseline set. Okay, we'll just go low down force. Again, no idea what I'm getting into. Maybe we're going to die immediately, but we will give it a whirl. Sounds good to me. Let's go. Again. I like this car though, people. I really do. This is a decent car. I get why some people love it. I get why some people hate it. I get why it's unpopular in the GT. It's a 15-year-old scam, but you gotta remember, Solstice is my favorite car. I have no problem. Oh geez, okay. I have no problem with a 15-year-old car and kind of a classic car that people don't care about anymore, and half the iRacing population never saw a race in real life. I remember this car racing in American Le Mans and Grand Am, actually, really, but yeah, that was like 2007, 8, 9, somewhere in there. But I love classic cars like this. I love cars that everybody else has forgotten about and doesn't care about. I mean, that's pretty much what Proto GT is as a whole. But I love this. So you also get the Ford GT3. I don't think that's even used in any series anymore. But I like the fact that I can auto upshift, or not auto upshift, but like no lift upshift. Don't have to give a clutch bite drop, whatever. Trying to think and drive at the same time is not working very well, and that's what happens. But the blipping of downshifts here in a sequential like this, it's a semi-automatic sequential, I guess. Then, like, that's awesome. I love it. It's so much fun. It's like what stock cars on road racing are. You know, you just have to, depending on which one, obviously, just lift up shifts, which you don't have to do in this car, and then blip down shifts. Transmission will take it, and this is awesome. So we'll just run one lap here. I don't want this to be a 50-minute video or anything. We'll just go one flying lap and then we'll go hop in the Clio. Just wanted to give a reference point for this car. And I guess I'll just let you shut up and listen to it for about a half a lap or so here, as Sunset apparently is very tricky with low down force. It makes sense, but again, I don't know what I'm doing on these baseline sets, but I will shut up and let you listen to this beautiful car since I've talked most of the time, and then we'll come back and recap. Oh, we made it. Wasn't the prettiest lap ever, but we made it. Again, for reference, we are going to be, I don't know, 2 or 3 seconds, I guess, yeah, 2 or 3 seconds off of what modern GT3 does around here, which isn't too bad. I'm not too terribly upset by that, but we made it. Interesting car, pretty cool car. I'm enjoying it. So, again, let me know your thoughts if you want to see some of that next season, and we'll see what comes of that. But now let's go back and let's hop in the Clio. Again, if I didn't mention this, this whole test drive thing, I can't remember if I talked about this briefly. This whole test drive thing is being replaced at the probably tomorrow. Actually, it's like in this build. There's Clio. I'll go to Summit first, of course, my favorite free road course. This whole thing is being replaced in today's build with a new sort of test drive for when iRacing is down. Not exactly sure how it goes or what it's called. I don't really remember even what it's called, but this is the last run for test drive, which has been a really cool update the last, I don't know, 5 years or however long they've had this for downtime, which is really cool. So appreciate iRacing for that. But this is it. They're being replaced this with a new thing. I don't remember what it's even called, but it's going to run through the iRacing simulator in the app, and the UI itself, I guess, is the point and the goal. So we'll see how that works out. I have no idea what that's all going to be made up of, but yeah. So now we're on to the Renault Clio again. I mentioned when they got rid of my Mustang. I say my Mustang, my car in PCC, as you all know, was the Solstice. There'll probably be a video later this week on the Solstice, actually. My car was the Solstice. They replaced that. I could still drive the Jetta because that was okay. Replaced that. They replaced that with this, I guess, actually, now that I think about it. And then it was just the Mustang, which they got rid of for this past season, season 4, and brought in the legacy old GT4 BMW, which is a fine car. It's just not my thing. I didn't enjoy it in GT4. I don't enjoy it in PCC, and it's way, way faster than the other 3 classes, which are all relatively on top of each other. However, this car really interests me. I like slow cars. I like front-wheel drive cars. I'm not crazy about the 86 or the Mazda, but this car interests me a little bit, so I wanted to see what all the fuss was about. No idea what kind of sets we got here. I guess we'll just go with open. I have no idea. Geez, there are all sorts of weird adjustments I don't know anything about, so we'll have to do some setup work on that and learn some stuff if we drive this. But again, let me know if you want to see some Clio. I think it's a fine car, an interesting car, so we'll see how it drives, see if I like it. I think shift point is 5,000 RPMs. Maybe it's 5,500. Someone that's smart, let me know. Much quieter car. Let's do a brake test. I think this has no ABS. Nope, no ABS. No ABS. Again, someone that's smart, let me know. Feels a lot like the Jetta, honestly, as far as a front-wheel drive, low revving thing. So I think my shift point is 5,000. Maybe it's 5,500. Someone let me know that's smart. Kind of a twitchy car, to be honest with you. I enjoy that, though. This feels very familiar from my Jetta days. Very familiar. Like, strangely so. No idea what the engine is in this. I have no idea how it's supposed to drive, any of that stuff. Drives very strangely because I haven't driven the Jetta in a really long time. But that's my only comparison is the Jetta, only a 5-speed, I guess. Probably don't need a downshift for that last corner. So 5-speed is sequential. So I don't think our shift point is 5,000 because at least whatever gear we're running for this, again, we're not messing with sets. Maybe you could change gear, I have no idea. Just brake at 400, no idea. Feels very Jetta-like. That's my only comparison. If you've driven the Jetta and you've driven the Clio, let me know if I'm on crack or not, but it feels very Jetta-like. Not to say that's bad. I don't think this is bad. I'm growing on it now. It's coming upon me. A little bit of tire heat does wonders for this, and I'm sure with an open set it would be more doing what I want to do driving wise, but there we go. Yeah, I'd expect this to be low 20s, like a 21, 22. A little bit of understeer there, makes sense, front wheel drive car. We'll check tire wear just for reference. We'll do one more lap here. We'll go to a different track. Yeah, 20, 22 flat basically. I assume you can change gears in this. Or the gear, I should say. I should have to brake relatively early for turn 1 there. I was kind of expecting it to go all the way to 300 there, but we didn't quite make it and barely made the corner entry. And a little bit understeer, we'll drive off, that's alright. Try seconder there to help get the thing to swing in. Shifting again is not a problem because it's sequential. It's all very interesting. Again, not going to beat a dead horse here. Someone let me know the shift point for this car. I think it's 5,000, but maybe it's not. Let me know whether you like the Clio, hate the Clio, whether I should buy the Clio, whether I should buy the Ford, what you want to see with either of these cars. But these are the two cars I'm considering getting into new stuff. There will still be plenty of other stuff that I've raced before, but these are the two new to me content pieces I'm considering. A little bit slower that lap, but that's okay. We will go shut it down, check our tire wear just for reference, and then we will go. It's a pretty little car, but yeah, left front 95. We did 2 flying laps, so we did do a 100-meter or 100-yard skid on full ABS. So that's probably part of it, but let's go take the Clio to Navarra, another track I really like that's kind of front limited, and we'll see what that does there, and that'll kind of be my reference point, and then we'll call this a video. So, oh, it's in the sea, isn't it? Navarra Speed Circuit. That's what we want. Now, again, really good track. Love Navarra. It's grown on me a lot. My favorite of the kind of recently released free tracks. So we'll see what this is all about. And we'll go with that. Such long loading times you just wait endlessly for. I can't tell you enough, people. This was the norm for so many years. This was the norm, and it's so weird, but it's loading. It's getting there eventually. So again, appreciate you all so much. Make sure you drop that like, sub down below if you're new. I'm going to have new content videos coming out this afternoon and tomorrow with stuff that's brand new from the build, so we'll give that a look, so keep an eye out for that. Brand new stuff coming out, mainly the BMW M2 CSR. That's kind of my key interest in this, probably basically the only interest, so we'll see how much content stuff I make for the new stuff. But yeah, first we got to get done with this Clio here around Navarra. Probably should have driven this at Oschersleben. That's all right. We'll drive the BMW Oschersleben later. All right. Such long loading time, man. Is it like this in the UI? Maybe I'm just paranoid and crazy of the old days when everything would work only half the time. But again, we'll just go open set. I don't know what that means, but just like for like. Can we change the rear gear? That's the question. No. So yeah, this gear that we have is what we're stuck with. Does it tell us our official 20-minute PCC racer? See, so this is when I tell you that iRacing doesn't care or doesn't know anything about PCC in the niche series. PCC is 25-minute races, and it has been for a really long time. Like, it's been 25 minutes for as long as I drove it post-merger with GTC, and even when it wasn't 25 minutes, when I was on the community manager committee, it was 25 minutes or 40 or 60. It's never been 20. I shouldn't say it's never been 20, but since this car released, for sure, it's never been 20. So why They don't understand any of this. All right, what is our shift point? Does it tell me shift point? Nope. Nope. All right, so yeah, someone let me know the shift point for this car. I assume it's like 25, excuse me, 5,000 RPMs. Maybe it's 45. I don't know. 55 seems really high in the rev range, but regardless, let me know. Okay, Circuito de Navarro. Let's see what we got. Like this track a lot. Interesting track. Actually, a lot of fun in the Mustang. I enjoyed this. Well, first corner is properly tricky in a front-wheel drive car with no rear grip and cold tires. Okay, let's try that again. More brake than that, Justin. I just realized this. I saw the little notification there pop up on the dash, and I didn't read it. I just saw that it was red and tried to glimpse at what it said, and I couldn't recognize it. I just thought, this is everything in this car, like warning-wise, French. Like, do they even make this car and sell it anywhere outside of Europe? Like, is every dash notification and everything in French? Because if so, A, that's kind of sucky, and B, that's kind of cool. Like, that'd be pretty sick if everything that popped up on your dash for a warning or whatever, traction warning, whatever it was in French. That would be cool. Obviously, easy flat through a lot of these corners. They're flat in the Mustang. They'll be flat in this. This is the corner that I'm curious how the car is going to handle through, because big old understeery front end. And plow box. That was not my best driving, but I was curious how that would go. Alright, another big brake zone here at the end of this straightaway. Just brake at 100. Down to second. Very short rev ranges here for your gears. It's kind of interesting. Car feels a little bit clumsy, honestly. That's the word that comes to mind here. I don't hate it. I really don't hate it. Alright, let's do a couple flying laps if we can actually make it around. Yeah, it seems crazy we're like out of gear. I guess we're not needing to go that fast though. So yeah, pretty conservative braking points. Are still pretty deep here. Which I guess kind of sort of makes sense, but just counterintuitive because the Jetta you could brake really hard, really late, or not really late, but late and survive, so. I remember there's only like a 600 rev range difference between second gear and third gear, so if we're really bogged in third gear, you can probably use second at least briefly and get away with it. So it'll take some getting used to if I decide to buy this and drive it, of course, but it's part of the fun. It will allow me to do PCC night with the guys. We're going to plan on doing some PCC, don't know how much I'll do regardless because of schedule and stuff. It is an understeery thing, but again, that could be part setup also. But there's not a whole lot you change on this car anyways, so who knows, but it's going to take some learning. But I know a lot of the guys are going to look to do a PCC night. A lot of people are looking to get into some lower level road racing, especially in prep for the Daytona 24, so this might be my car of choice since I hate all the other ones, but Still overdriving that last corner like I tend to do in every car I come here in. Yeah, I think that's enough. I think that is enough learning. Again, let me know what you think about the Ford GT. That was a really fun car, interesting car. Let me know what you think about this car, whether or not this is a good car, whether or not you like this car. That's a pretty good lap time, actually. I don't know what Mazdas and 86s do around here, but that seems pretty competitive to me. But yeah, let me know about this car. Let me know about the Ford and whether you want to see one, both, what series you want to see this car in if we get this car, if one or both. And let me know shift points so I don't continue to suck and guess and second guess and question myself. So that's going to be it. Appreciate you all so much. Make sure you drop that like, sub down below if you're new. Again, going to have some iRacing new content stuff coming out this afternoon and probably tomorrow. So we'll see how that plays out, but I hope everybody has a great Tuesday, great build day if you're an iRacing person. And now we await the schedule. My favorite part of the off season, week 14, 13, whatever, is waiting the schedule, which hopefully we'll get this afternoon. And then I can be happy for a little while. So I appreciate you all so much. Leave your thoughts down below and we'll move on to what's next. But that's going to be it. Till next time, as always. Bye bye.